Alrighty, so it's just kind of telling you a little bit about where you're at and how to survive. So in the top right corner, it'll say craft a bedroll and you have to gather plants. And it tells you how to do that. Left click and punch grass. Then go into your crafting menu, hit craft, and I shift left click to be able to put it on my bar. And now it wants you to do more stuff. I normally pick this back up just because I don't want it to be in this random spot. That's where you will respawn. Or have your respawn set. You can also respawn wherever you want, to be honest. So now we need wood and stone. These little guys here give wood. And then it'll show this little thing. Hey, here's a little stone. Over here, here's a stone. Because they want you to make an axe. You can see what it takes to make. I'm going to take this stuff off my bar and put that on. So now it wants me to create fiber pants, and I already have enough fiber. Create. I've switched my key bindings, so I can't tell you. I think it's swapped. I think it's tab is your inventory and Q is your person. But hit the button, put it on. Now it wants you to gather more wood. I'm going to use my axe on this tree and gather wood for a club. I keep my bar. I love seeing how other people keep their bars in any game, whether it's like Stardew Valley or World of Warcraft, because it's like you always think you have the best bar, right? Like the most optimal bar. And then you see how other people set it up. So I like having an open slot just so that I'm not holding something because it's a little bulky over here. So I just like having an open hand, but that's just me. They also want feathers. So if you click it and then you hit R, it just takes it all. Willy-nilly hit a different tree just to annoy people. Craft the bow and an arrow. If I get some more feathers, it says I need more stones. Then I can create more arrows. And if you hit this button, you can create the next number up or the max number up. That's what I'm gonna do. Open the bag. Ooh! Pipe shotgun. Not the best, but also not nothing, gotta say. It's pretty decent. Now they want you to create a building block and place it. It is a little strange because most games left click is place, but here left click is turn. So like if it was like more oblong, you would be able to see how it turns here. So turn, 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 turn. And right click is place. It's a little odd. So to upgrade, you right click. Da-da-da! Now we need more stone. And here's a big stone node that I can just whack. Oh, let's try and get that chicken. Arrow. Yeah, got him. Alright. And you don't always get your arrow back, but that's okay. I'm getting some chicken meat. Okay. So, create the campfire, put it on my bar. 99% of people do this where they just put it on top. Ta-da! You've proved to be capable with much potential. They want you to find the traitor. And up in the top right, it shows how far, and there it is. 800 meters is kind of a little ways. So I'm just gonna loot some of this easy to loot stuff out here real quick. Oh, there's a bunny in there. Let's see if we screw up. Ha ha! Poor bunny. I would never do that in real life. Although, if I lived in this life and I was that hungry, I can't make that promise. I have a bunny, so don't tell him that I would do what is necessary to survive. I wouldn't do it to him, but maybe a wild one. Oh, ah! Get some random little bits of loot here if I can before I take off. These are nice to, oh, excuse you, to wrench if you have a wrench, but I've got a ways to go. I'm just gonna skedaddle that way. Yeah, those are nice to wrench early on if you can, because they can give bars, iron bars and stuff like that, which normally you would have to make in a forge. Oh, also, so up here is the crafting. This is your character, the map, which these are all hotkey bound, the skills, quest, journal, so if you're like, oh, I wonder what this is, I wonder how to do that thing, and then friends, if you have any. Right now I'm going to go into the skills, and the first thing I'm going to do is cardio. You gain, you regen 10% stamina while sprinting. So, I have played this game quite a bit. You can swim, by the way. This is not one of the games where you just die if you go in the water. It's just very slow. I suggest picking up all the birds' nests on your way when you're on foot. Early game, the feathers are good for arrows, and the eggs are good for eggs, which is technically a low tier food, but in my book, S tier. Easy to get, easy to make. So, keep looking for those nests. Anyway, as I was saying, I've played this game quite a bit, so I have a few things that I choose right away, like the sprint one. Another one, so if the little book icon on it is closed, then you have not read it. So you can either read it by clicking this button or the hotkey A while you're over it. So like hotkey. So there are a couple things that I do pick instinctively right off the bat, but then later on down the road in the tech trees, I just kind of choose what I'm going to go into based on how I'm feeling that game playthrough, or if I get a good weapon, like if I'm going to get a stun baton, I'll go intellect, or if I get a good knife, I'll go, you can see. Perception is spears for physical weapon. And then it also has a bullet weapon, like a ranged weapon. Okay, he didn't come near me. Strength is shotguns and clubs. Fortitude is AKs and fists. Agility are bows, also little pistols, and knives. And then intellect is a little different. It's a type of club, but um, it doesn't work with like Skull Crusher. It's called a stun baton, and you don't have a physical thing like you did with the rest, like with um, you know, clubs or hands or anything like that. It just doubles up on the stun baton. So I do like stun batons in general because of that. Because then you don't have to worry about having two different kind of like things that you do. It's just the one. Also, stun batons have a proc chance to stun the zombie or knock it back if you put a mod on it, a modification. That's all. We're getting real ahead of ourselves. I'm getting real ahead of myself. I'm sorry. So, we'll just make it to the trader. See though how that takes up a lot of my screen, and so I just like the empty hand. Because I want this. I'm gonna engage. So generally, they'll have, nowadays, doors on most sides of their encampment. That one's right there. And yes, headshots matter in this game. So, we'll go in and talk to... Oh, geesh. It's wrecked. The meanest trader.
Oh, let me guess. You need to buy something.
So you can look at his inventory and you can go through each different thing if you were looking for something specific. Each trader does have different things. So Wrecked is more about food and seeds. So his selection of food and seeds is going to be intense, whereas somebody else has better tools or better meds.
Some days I don't even know why I open the doors.
And then you can pick a job. So there are different tiers of jobs. Once you do enough tier 1s, you get tier 2. Enough tier 2s, you get tier 3. So we've got clear zombies. You go to a place. It's 100 meters away. This one's 300. The clear zombies, you'll just go in, start the quest, kill all the zombies, and it's done. A fetch is you're looking for a satchel. So you can just go get the satchel, get
I've
the
got a
heck
look.
out.
If word of advice, next time, bathe before you come to a job interview.
And then there is also a buried supplies quest where you would have to dig to find hidden treasure, basically. So now I'm going to loot everything possible that I can. Technically, this whole area is safe as long as you close the doors. No zombies can get in. However, they do kick you out because they have store hours at 2200 hours, and they don't open back up until about 6. So you can't cheese it and live here. See if there's anything else. Oh, see. Now, basically everything in this game is breakable. The world, the trees, the points of interest, everything. But the trader stuff is not. You hear that noise and it says, nope, you can't do damage. So they could never break this down, but if I built this, they could. Oh, I'm out of stamina. Early game woes. Probably one more hit. Yeah. So, the trader gave me the quest, and he wants me to go 200 meters that way. But right now, I'm kind of overburdened. So, anything that's in light gray in the background is like your backpack space that doesn't overburden you. And anything that's in the dark gray, you can see how he's like trudging to carry it, is overburdened. You can get stuff so that this opens up so you're not overburdened. But every item that you're overburdened makes you slower. So I'm 14 items overburdened. The first thing I'm going to do to stop that is read these books. This is part of the crafting skills books. So there are a couple, or there are a handful of books like you saw earlier that is just a singleton. And that's where you learn something incredibly specific. I learned how to make a light, right? But those that stack that you saw that said 3, it was workstations. So every extra book that I read in each category ups my ability in that thing. So here, it upped my ability in workstations. I know how to make a dew collector as long as I gather the resources. Then after that, I'll be able to learn how to make a forge. But for right now, I've got to clear my throat, excuse me. For right now, what we're going to do is... There's a sign over there. I will gather some wood. Make a storage chest. You can watch me miss this rabbit. Yep. It's gotta drop off. There we go. And I'm going to place this here. It starts unlocked, so if you have friends, or if you did open it to the public, if you would need to lock it so that people wouldn't be able to get into it. I'm just gonna dump everything. Pretty sure. Maybe I'll keep that. And that. No. And go skin my rabbit, my poor rabbit. That way I'm not slowed. Bye, chicken. I should actually make some stone and wood. I see. That's why I'm low on wood. Okay. We'll bebop over here. Oh, that dog kennel scares me. Any animals early game are near death sentences unless you have a gun. So be very aware, be very careful for dogs and birds. See, now this is one of those ones that's like not for the crafting skills, but is just like a here, learn this thing. So once I learn this, I'll find more dukes, which is the currency. So now, what a lot of people do is they will pre-clear. You can go through the whole thing, get all of the good loot, and then actually start the quest, and it will refresh the whole POI, the point of interest. So you can get double the amount of loot. It really just depends on your playstyle if you want to put that much time into it. Right now, I don't. I just want to get in and get out because it's already 1400 hours and I have nowhere to sleep. So, I'm going to start this quest, try and do this, and then probably spend the night in this garage. Did I miss that before? Ah, crap. Because as soon as 2200 hours comes around, all the zombies that were walking slowly will run. It's very dangerous. Oh. Well, there's a lesson to be learned. See how that? I accidentally stepped up on that and it moved me so that I missed my swing. Actually, I'm going to take Healing Factor, which I gain 1 health every 35 seconds, and critical injuries heal 20% faster. Otherwise, you would not heal over time on your own. You just don't. You heal through medicine, you heal through some food, but you don't just heal. So now I will, ever so slowly, heal. Sounds like it's outside. sure what that noise is. Yes, we dig through the toilets. Yeah, she was outside. I'm gonna learn some of these cooking magazines. Now, I am gonna put on the goggles and the sweatshirt. The sweatshirt is one of the best things, or the college jacket is one of the best things you can get because it ups your run speed. S tier. But I'm not gonna put on the heavy armor just because it will slow you down without any points into heavy armor. Now, as you can see, this is taking damage. So, basically everything except for the trader's area will take damage. Here's the supplies I'm looking for. Oh, not great. Not great. Oh. I have no energy. Do, do, do. He died. Okay. Whew, that was dicey. Bookcases can have books. Behind pictures can sometimes have things. So, this is the main loot room of this tier 1 point of interest. Alright, all sorts of books. Then I've got a mod here, these two little wheels indicate a mod, so I'm gonna modify this. And it'll tell you what it does, so it adds a chance to stun and slow my victims. Now you do have to be careful when you mod something, because if you scrap it, at least it used to, I'm not 100% sure if it still does, but it will also scrap the modification. So just be careful in that regard. So now, did she get in? Nope, not yet. Now that I'm done with my quest, I'm going to go back to the trader before he closes. I'm overburdened again, so I am a little slow. I'm just gonna pin this, so if you click right click, save waypoint, you can choose a little icon, and I'm just gonna write night on it. So this is where I'm gonna come back and spend the night, because I know I've already cleared it and the main house that it's next to, so it'll have very little activity during the first night. You can really spend the night pretty much anywhere. Like, that roof wouldn't be too bad, although there might be a bird up there. Making a little hobbit hole, you know, just a little shit shack is what most people do. But I've just been spending a lot of time just kind of slowly explaining things, so I've kind of used up a bit of my daylight. Normally I would be able to get at least 2 quests in on the first day. You do want to try and get a handful of quests in as quickly as possible, just so that you can make it to some of the good rewards. Might have to make another box. And then this here, it says lock the first number of slots from being moved or sorted with the buttons. So, like, right now, because there are coins in there, if I hit the give all, so all from my thing into here, it would put all of my money. But if I lock off these first 3, because I don't want them to be put in there, if I hit the give all, the coins don't go in. I'm going to sell these, so I'll keep them. New Eden. Not with wrecked, I gotta tell ya.
Well, how about I empty your
And then
pockets?
I get to see which one of these I want to pick. Because I have a shotgun, even though it's pretty crappy, I'm gonna pick the shells. But in general, you do weight ammo over everything else the first quite a bit. Because on day 7, you need as much ammo as you can possibly get. Glue is nice, but ammo is most important right now. So then I'm gonna choose another job. I'm gonna choose a close-ish fetch. Wants me to go to somebody's house.
Good luck. You better not
And
make
then
me
sell. So like this, it's just a pipe thing. It's kind of crappy. It only sells for 28. Shirt, 8. A heavy chest armor, I'm not going to use, 54. This, I do have 2 of them. But schematics sell relatively well. If I wanted to sell one, 160, but that way I can get some money early on. I am going to be looking for a cooking pot or a cooking grill.
Thanks, buddy.
So that I can start feeding myself, because that's going to be your number one concern, your number one priority is feeding yourself. You lose hunger and water every time you do an action. So run, swing, everything. And there's very little food out and about in the world to just eat that would give you any amount of hunger. So you have to learn how to cook for yourself. And then you have to get the stuff to cook and to get water. So it's a little on the tougher side. I think... Yeah, doghouse. I was gonna say, I think I remember dogs being here, so this is kind of a scary place. think that right there is the dog. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Hidden Strike. Sneak attacks do 50% extra damage. Got him. I don't know. Ah, bird! No! Birds are just as dangerous as, almost as dangerous as dogs. I am gonna skin it. Good thing zombies are stupid, huh? Oh, it's the barrel I'm hearing. Now, you don't get good meat out of dead animals, like this was a zombie dog, and that was a zombie bird. You get rotting flesh, but later on, you can use the rotten flesh to make different food, so it's still worth collecting. And noise is also a big deal. That's why you sometimes sneak. So the little eyeball down on the left is my noise. It's going down because I'm not moving. If I just move in general, it does go up, but not a lot. But if you go over these garbage piles, watch. Way up. Way up. Same with like opening doors. So if you want to be a sneak person, just keep that in mind. Oh, there we go. This is going to be the main loot room because of these specialty boxes and bag. So this is a very small POI. But because it had the dog and the bird on top, it was a smidgen harder just in and of itself. So let's go through and get everything. Ooh, a grill! Yes. Everything that we can before nightfall. Well, that had 4 books! Holy moly! Okay. Backpack. I think that was it. See? Stuff behind pictures. Big pictures. Those small pictures I don't think can have stuff. Just because everything is very blockish, so you know size. You know? This would be nice if I had a wrench, because I could get some iron off of that. But, I think that's it. So let's this tracks the waypoint on my map. So there we go. Home. Home for the night. Anyway. Do I need wood, it says down in the bottom right corner. I could sneak out and get a little wood before nighttime. Oh. My stam is low. Ooh, there's a chest armor. Food, huge. I missed when I picked that up. Huge. So these have perception 1 and these have agility 1. I don't know what I'm going to be in yet, so we'll see. Okay. Just make sure that door was good for the night. Oh, there's another box. Man, I missed all these boxes in here. Ooh, a pipe pistol. I don't have any pistol bullets on me yet. But I think I might have had some at my boxes. So I'm just going to throw some of this garbage on the ground to despawn. Yeah. So now my food bar is going up. My water bar went up a bit. We're just going to hunker down here for the night and look at... I got 2 points. What do I very often will put, like I said, the first point I ever put is always in cardio. The second one is usually in healing factor because you don't heal on your own until you get this. Then the third is hidden strike, just because 50% extra is a lot. That's so good. And then the fourth one is generally run and gun. So your hipfire accuracy is improved, that's nice. But the main one is your movement penalty when reloading is reduced by 30%. So let's take a look here. So if you hit modify, it takes the ammo out of it. Not sure why. You can see in the bottom right the ammo's gone. So I'm going to run, okay? Fast, right? Now watch while I try and reload. I'm running. And that... Did I already take the perk? No. So that's with no perk, right? So let's see. Take the perk. Run and gun. Yeah, see, a little bit faster. Which is worth, because if you're running away from zombies or dogs or whatever, bear it may be, and you want to reload, you don't want to stop and stand there to reload because you're just going to die. So you want to be running while you're reloading. So those are the main ones that I put points into every single time. After that, it's really anyone's guess. Like I said, if I get a good stun baton, I'll go intellect. If you know, I get a really good knife early on or something, or if I find a pistol, really good pistol, agility. But day one, I haven't found anything yet. I have an extra point. I think what I'm going to do with that is put it in parkour. Just because jumping costs so much stamina. The one thing that I will warn you of, okay? So if you see in these crafting skills, right? I've learned some stuff from the books already, like some stuff for clubs, machine guns, 5 out of 5 for the food. Really working towards this bacon and eggs. It will say by reading Tool Digest, it will increase the quality of the crafted harvested tool. We said that earlier. But then it also boosts loot odds with Miner 69er. So, if I put even just 1 point in Miner 69er, I will find more tools in the loot and parts in the loot, but also more books for anything that uses it off of Miner 69er. So the harvesting tool books I will find more of. Don't know, probably I don't know if anything else is Miner 69er, but you can see advanced engineering. So if I put points in advanced engineering, then I'll find more books for repair tools. Salvage operations. So there are things that you put points into that will skew your ability to get those books. For instance, my next point will be in Master Chef because I need to be able to find more cooking books so that I can learn to cook faster. I want the bacon and eggs, which is my go-to food early game. It's just some meat and some eggs, and it gives a lot of food points. Right now, I would have to wait until I get another 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 books. Yeah, because this is, yep. Then after 5, 11, after 11, and then after 27, and then after 60, it's maxed. So I would need to be lucky and find another at least 5 books. But if I put a point into Master Chef, I can find those books faster. So I can get to be able to make the bacon and eggs faster. So I can feed myself faster. Not only that, but since I'm putting a point into it, I get whatever the thing is. So I use 20% less of the main ingredient, which is usually like the meat or one of the vegetables, and I cook 40% faster. So you get the perk, and if I put another point into it, it ups the perk and makes stuff faster and yada yada yada. Now, if we're going to be looking at something I've got 0 points in, you'll look here and it says buy for 1 point. Here, it's a little locked sign, and it shows that I would need strength level 3 to be able to unlock level 2, which is Shotgun Nomad, right? So I would need strength level 3. That's the top attribute. So perception, strength, yada yada, right? So you can put up to 10 different you get 10 different levels, and at each level it changes a little bit. So for the first 5 levels it's just 1 point, right? 1 point. but then once you hit level 6, it takes 2 points to unlock. So level 6 takes 2 points, level 7 is 2 points, 2 points, but then at level 9 and level 10, it'll take 3 points. So if I had something, or if I wanted to get something that's level 10, see, I would need intellect level 10. Then I would have to put all these points into it to get level 10 intellect so that I can unlock this thing here, level 5 executioner, which is going to have an amazing, you know, thing to it. Stun batons electrify victims 100% longer. Killing blows grant 30 stamina. You know, it's going to have amazing stuff to it. But it does take a lot of time and XP, and you have to kind of be certain that you want to be in this tier tree. Because what is this? 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, because it already has level 1 unlocked. So 16 points. Then, on top of that, another 5 points. So yeah, you have to be like pretty sure. There is an elixir that you can buy from any of the traders that will give you back all of these points. It doesn't do anything for the books. All of your books are already learned, so you don't have to worry about that. But it gives you back all the points that you put in. It's 6,000 money, so right off the bat, you're not, gonna have it, but like, look, I've already got 700 monies. Like, it's not an enormous deal, you know. Let's make some arrows. Speaking of traders, like I said, each trader has a little bit different stuff in their stock, in their inventory. And they do also have a rotating stock, so sometimes they won't have things that you'd seen previously. On top of that, when you level up in general, level up the quests that they give, and sometimes when you level up certain things in the tier tree, they will give different tiers of loot. So, this, for instance, if I put points into Daring Adventurer, gain access to better loot items from the traders. So it will change a little bit due to all of those things. So the higher level you are, the better you are, you'll get better loot. If you go to your person page and you go to the stats, there's something called a loot stage. So the loot stage is dependent on mostly your level, how many days have gone by, I'm pretty sure that changes the loot stage, and then where you're at. So right now I'm in the forest. The forest is the nicest place, it's the easiest place. But there are different places on the map that are harder. So like the winter area. That's going to be harder to live in, right? Because it's winter. So, your loot stage, just by being in the winter area, will go up. Then, depending on which POI you're in, see up here it says the Reed Residence, it's only 1 skull. So it means very easy, right? Simple, easy. But if it had 4 skulls, my loot stage would go up because it's much harder. So because it's harder, I get better loot. The loot stage can be changed on different things, like Lucky Looter has an effect from the loot stage. So the better your loot stage, the better loot you will get with higher points in Lucky Looter. I know, it's a lot to take in, and it's a little convoluted, so I'm not gonna, I'm trying not to overwhelm you. But, yeah. So, just know that over time you will get better loot. The, the traders will sell you better loot. And because this is a tangent that I went on, I'm going to get back to the main thing, which was be careful what you put your points into, because it will alter the books you get and the items that you get out of loot piles. So if you don't want extra harvesting tools, and you don't want extra tool parts in loot, don't put points in this yet, right? Just keep aware of that. And not everything is attached to one of these things. Like my cardio, my healing factor, not attached to any of them. If you want to know if, you know, like, oh, is Skull Crusher, right, attached to anything? You could just go in and be like, okay, look, does it say Skull Crusher anywhere? Yes, sledgehammers, right? But you're not gonna see my cardio anywhere. So this isn't gonna say anything about cardio. Right? So I don't have to worry about putting points into certain things that will skew my loot and the books I get. So just kind of be tangentially aware of that. But like I said, if you don't like what you've put your points into, if you're getting a bunch of books that you don't want, you can just buy the elixir for 6k dukes, drink it, get your points back, so you're no longer getting books in like minor 69er or something, right? Because you have 0 points in minor 69er. Yeah. Otherwise, my main next goal, like I said, is to be able to feed myself. I want to be able to do quests. I'm going to be doing quests and looking for food books to learn bacon and eggs so that I can feed myself. I would like a pot so that I can boil water so I can hydrate myself. After I have that ability and I'm no longer at low stamina because I'm at low food, then I can start thinking about building a little hut where I can put all of my goods. Because right now I am overburdened by 6. Let's put these. Let's see if there's anything that I can get rid of. So you might think, oh, this is food. I can eat this. It's got a 12% chance to give you dysentery, which will give you the shits, which will suck out all of your water. You can eat this ear of corn and this potato because it doesn't give dysentery, but it gives very little food and health points, and it's better, it serves you better to hold on to them until you can cook them. Now I do have a grill, so I'm like able to cook things, but I still need a pot to boil the water. I'm second guessing myself now because I can't remember if they changed it so that you can just boil the water, quote unquote, in the jars. We shall see. I will go back to my boxes and double check. I can't reach that. Oh, no, I can. Getting paper and scrap polymers, which I'm going to need later. And if I wanted to build a shovel, I could get some concrete. Shovel. 3 plant fibers. Concrete is sort of a finite resource. Go to the trader. And very useful. So the trader doesn't open until like 6, but I gotta go to my boxes. Now that it's 4, you heard that noise, and it's like, okay, sun come up, we can go out. The food pile. The zombies aren't runners anymore, or generally. Every once in a while they will be. It'll be a little disconcerting, but that's rare. Recipe, campfire. Recipe, water. No, I still do need that pot. So, what we're gonna do is, I guess, go look for a pot so that I can feed myself and hydrate myself and start day 2.